Matt Damon is over 50 years old, but yet somehow he transformed himself into one of the most convincing ancient Greek heroes that we've ever seen on screen today. But did he really train like Odysseus? Or is this just another typical Hollywood body transformation? Today we'll be breaking down everything. His training, his diet, why Christopher Nolan wanted a lean Greek hero and not a modern age bodybuilder, and we'll be giving it a final rating based off aesthetics, performance, and realism. Unlike many superhero movies where actors are chasing maximum muscle size, Matt Damon's objective was very, very different. He reportedly had around 5 months to prepare, and he focused on losing roughly 15 pounds of body fat while preserving as much muscle mass as possible. The emphasis wasn't on looking huge. It was on looking like a seasoned warrior who had spent decades fighting, sailing, climbing, and surviving. Christopher Nolan wanted Odysseus to appear lean, athletic, functional, weathered, and capable of endurance rather than simply looking like a bodybuilder. That Greek statue appearance comes from low body fat, visible shoulders, a thick upper back, athletic arms, and strong legs without that excessive leg size. This is much closer to what elite combat athletes or military professionals look like rather than modern physique or bodybuilding competitors. Reports indicated that his coaches emphasized efficiency over long, drawn-out marathon-style workouts. There was 3 foundational components in his training while leading up to the role of Odysseus. Foundational component 1, his compound strength training. Number 2, his functional conditioning. And number 3, his recovery. Inside of his compound strength training, his coaches focused on squats, deadlifts, pull-ups, rows, bench press, and overhead presses because those movements give us the best return on investment in terms of training time while also preserving the most amount of muscle mass while in a caloric deficit. Now going into part 2, his functional conditioning, we see Odysseus spend much of the film hiking, climbing, fighting, carrying weapons, and navigating through rough terrain, meaning that Matt Damon had to be able to have the capabilities to do the same. So a lot of his functional conditioning included loaded carries, sled pushes, circuits, hiking, bodyweight workouts, and high work capacity training. This allowed him to develop the ability to move well while maintaining a lean and powerful physique. Now again, we noted that at the beginning, Matt Damon is over 50 years old, meaning that recovery had to be the biggest priority while preparing to film the Odyssey. Now, he stated that he emphasized his sleep, his consistency, his recovery, and intelligent programming to manage load and volume to allow him to keep training while preparing for the role inside of a caloric deficit. This is one thing that a lot of young lifters overlook when they're preparing for any such thing inside the gym. Perhaps the biggest surprise was how demanding the change on his diet was while preparing for the role. Matt Damon said the biggest dietary change was removing gluten and high processed foods while preparing to film the Odyssey. He relied heavily on lean proteins, vegetables, and protein shakes while cutting weight back to roughly what he weighed during his high school years. His nutrition emphasized lean protein, specifically from fish or salmon sources, vegetables, protein shakes, controlling his calories, and then plenty of hydration to really reiterate the recovery he needed while preparing to film the role. The goal wasn't a trendy diet. The goal was making it easier to stay in a caloric deficit while recovering from his demanding training to ensure he was ready to play Odysseus. Ancient Greek sculptures weren't based on oversized bodybuilding physiques. They represented athleticism, symmetry, broad shoulders, narrow waist, functional muscle, and proportional development. Matt Damon's program reflects exactly this philosophy. Instead of maximizing one muscle group, every aspect of his training was movement-based. It supported athleticism, believable performance, and his ability to support his movement. Ironically, many gym goers who are chasing that Greek god physique spend far too much time chasing an arm pump instead of building an athletic foundation. If I were coaching Matt Damon for this role, I'd make a few additions. Number 1, more Olympic lifting variation or power training variations for explosive power that Odysseus needs to perform in battle. Number 2, sprint work to improve his athletic movement. We see him sprint from the beach to the ship so many times. We want that sprint to look athletic and real. 3, rotational medicine ball throws for combat performance. Allow him to look like he can really link his power from one side of the body to the other. I would also include heavy sandbag training, farmer's carries, grip strength work, and a lot of unilateral based training to really build up his durability, his endurance, and his core strength. Lastly, I would include a lot of mobility sessions, especially on long filming days, to allow his body to properly recover and to be able to bounce back and perform on the next day during another long filming session. These additions would improve both his on-screen movement quality and his real-world athletic performance while keeping the same visual results. Now time to dive into the final rating. On an aesthetics score, he receives a 9.5 out of 10. This is exactly what an experienced Greek warrior should look like. Lean, powerful, but not overbuilt. Number 2, his performance falls again, 9.5 out of 10. The emphasis on his compound lifts, his conditioning, and his work capacity supports believable action scenes and all-day physical performance. I'd only add a little bit more of explosive and rotational work. And then the realism, highest score, 10 out of 10. This may be one of Hollywood's most realistic body transformations. Not impossible superhero size, just disciplined nutrition, smart strength training, conditioning, and consistency. Overall, he's getting a final verdict of a 9.7 out of 10. It's not the flashiest celebrity workout, but it may be one of the smartest. Matt Damon didn't train to become a bodybuilder. He trained to become Odysseus. And for that goal, this program absolutely delivered. If you want me to break down another celebrity workout, whether it's Henry Cavill, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Holland, or any Hollywood transformation, leave it in the comments down below. Again, if you enjoy evidence-based breakdown on celebrity training, hit subscribe because we got a lot more coming.
Yeah. Work all day and then I wake up. Work all day and then I wake up. Work all day.